In the quiet suburban neighborhood of Oak Ridge, there stood an unassuming house with an ominous secret. The residents of the town spoke of it in hushed tones, fearful of the tragedy that had befallen those who had crossed its threshold. For within the confines of the house, hidden away from prying eyes, lay a basement that held a sinister history. A history stained with the blood of many who had lost their lives under mysterious circumstances. The legend of the deadly basement had persisted for decades, a chilling tale passed down through generations. It was said that the house was cursed, that anyone who dared to step foot into the basement would be met with a gruesome fate. The stories varied, but they all spoke of an insidious force that claimed the lives of those who ventured too close. Among the curious souls drawn to the enigma of the house was Emily, a young woman with a fascination for the supernatural and an insatiable desire to uncover the truth. She had heard the rumors whispered among her peers, and the allure of the unknown proved too irresistible to resist. One moonless night, when the streets were cloaked in darkness, Emily found herself standing before the ominous house. The windows seemed to peer into her soul, and the creaking of the ancient timbers filled her with a sense of foreboding, but she shook off the unease, determined to uncover the secrets that lay within. With trembling hands, Emily pushed open the rusty gate and stepped onto the overgrown path that led to the front door. The air felt heavy, suffused with an eerie silence that seemed to watch her every move. Ignoring the chilling sensation that crawled up her spine, she approached the door. To her surprise, the door swung open with an eerie creak, as if welcoming her presence. A stale, musty odor greeted her, a scent that spoke of years of neglect. Armed with nothing but a flashlight and a mixture of apprehension and determination, Emily entered the house. The interior was shrouded in darkness, and the feeble beam of her flashlight cast long, looming shadows on the walls. The house felt like a labyrinth, its layout perplexing and disorienting. Emily's heart pounded in her chest, but she pressed on, guided by an unyielding curiosity. After what felt like an eternity, she found it, the door to the basement. It was heavy and imposing, its surface marred with scratches and signs of resistance. Taking a deep breath, Emily pushed it open, revealing a narrow staircase leading into darkness. As she descended into the abyss, the temperature dropped drastically. Goosebumps erupted on her skin, and an eerie silence settled around her. The basement seemed to stretch on forever, a labyrinth of hidden chambers and forgotten relics. Her flashlight beam danced across the walls, revealing faded photographs and old belongings scattered about. Each step was accompanied by an unsettling creak, as if the house itself was warning her to turn back. But Emily was determined to uncover the truth, to shed light on the mysteries that had plagued the town for so long. As she continued her descent, the basement seemed to take on a life of its own. Shadows danced and writhed, their forms flickering at the edges of her vision. In the dim light, she noticed strange symbols etched into the walls, symbols she couldn't decipher but which filled her with an overwhelming sense of dread. The air grew thicker, suffocating, and she struggled to catch her breath. Just as she was about to turn back, Emily's flashlight beam fell upon a peculiar object, a tattered journal, its pages yellowed with age. With trembling hands, she picked it up and began to read. The journal belonged to a previous occupant of the house, a man named Samuel. The pages were filled with frantic scribblings, the ramblings of a tormented soul. Samuel spoke of the basement as a portal, a gateway to a realm beyond comprehension. He recounted the horrors he had witnessed, the voices that whispered in the dark, urging him to commit unspeakable acts. He wrote of the basement's insatiable hunger for human souls, how it lured its victims with promises of power and riches, only to claim their lives in the most brutal of ways. As Emily read on, a sense of doom washed over her. She knew she had uncovered something beyond her comprehension, something that threatened her very existence. She turned to flee, but the basement seemed to shift, its walls closing in around her. The shadows writhed and twisted, forming grotesque figures that advanced towards her with malevolent intent. Panic seized her, but she fought against the paralyzing fear, desperately searching for an escape route. Then, as if by some stroke of luck, Emily's flashlight flickered, its dying beam revealing a hidden door tucked away in the corner. With her last vestiges of strength, she wrenched it open and stumbled into a narrow passageway. Breathing heavily, Emily pressed forward, the sounds of pursuit fading behind her. The passage led her to a small trapdoor that opened onto the moonlit night. She burst through, collapsing onto the grass outside, gasping for air. As she lay there, shaken and battered, Emily realized the true extent of the horror she had encountered. The basement had claimed countless lives, its hunger insatiable, its thirst for blood unquenchable. She knew she had narrowly escaped its clutches, but the memories of the terror she had witnessed would forever haunt her. The town of Maplewood would continue to be shrouded in darkness, its secret basement a grim reminder of the unspeakable horrors that lay hidden beneath the surface.